This focus is dedicated to the planning of a tourist experience. There are plenty of academic contributions and courses dedicated to experiential marketing. In this focus, we want to provide some inputs on how to look at a tourism product from the perspective of experience. So the topics we are going to treat are three: the relation between service and experience, 5 dimensions to work on to plan a satisfactory experience, and the 4 areas of experience to manage. As we can read from the title of this slide, one of the main goals of a satisfactory touristic and cultural experience is to be memorable. Why? And how to reach this goal? Let's have a look to the picture. We can see people of diverse age, mainly sitting and listening to a woman who is speaking on the microphone. But what is happening? A performance, a theatricalized storytelling of the area the group is visiting is taking place. The area is San Pellegrino al Monte, located in the mountains of Tuscany region, Italy. While the professional actress tells the cultural roots of the place and some anecdotes, the bystanders participate in various ways. There are those who listen while looking at the view, those who take photographs, those who video record the performance, and those who listen while standing. Everyone will take home a particular and vivid memory of this moment. Wanting to break down the components of this memory, we should start from the dimension of the service, an active narration of the places of visit, and then insert it into a situation, a panoramic terrace, the stage, the chairs, the table. To these, we should add the involvement of the visitors, the actress's performance, and the emotions aroused and shared also between participants. All these would converge in the construction of a memory that would last beyond the moment of the performance itself, and that would form an integral and characterizing part of the cultural and touristic experience in San Pellegrino in Alpe. Yes, these might be the components which link a service to an experience, but how to make all this work? When designing an experience, we can work on 5 main dimensions to stimulate participants. A first dimension is the rational one. In this case, the objective is to stimulate thinking and make participants aware of the object of the experience through information and problem solving. Without awareness and the necessary information, other stimuli in the experience would be useless or even misleading. The second dimension is the conative one. In this case, the stimuli provided are intended to lead to certain behaviors and actions. This is the case of rules of conduct, for example, but also of the sharing of some indications on how to behave. Without this dimension, the right attitude towards the experience the participants is about to live would perhaps be lacking. The third dimension is dedicated to sensory stimuli. The senses are powerful vehicles of meanings, but also of emotions and memories. Inserting sensory moments into the experience significantly increases the level of involvement and the impact of the experience on participants. Some examples might be letting participants touch, smell, taste, while explaining some attractors. A fourth dimension is that of emotions. In this case, arousing emotions of a certain type helps to convey the message or meaning of the visit more convincingly than only at rational level. For instance, it may be useful to create an atmosphere of fun and irony to make the contents lighter and more acceptable, or even to create a playful atmosphere to encourage the discovery of the area, or an atmosphere of group sharing at the end of the visit. The last dimension, the fifth one, is the relational one. The dialogic aspect is central in this dimension and takes into account the interactions between participants and staff, the interaction between participants and the one between participants and the local community. These are important moments that can make a difference both for self-perception and for sharing of the contents of the cultural and touristic experience. A final step that I propose you is about the areas of experience coming from Pine and Gilmore. The two academics, in their contribution on the economy of experiences, suggest a map on which to position possible experiences which crosses two axes: the level of participation of users, that is, a more or less active role within their experience, and the level of their involvement, that is, the degree of immersion or absorption that the experience is able to offer to them. By crossing these two axes, it is possible to think about how to characterize the experience, making it more or less entertaining, more or less educational, or escape-based, or aesthetic. These are some examples. A visit to Disneyland is a highly entertaining and absorptive experience, but here the role of the visitors is rather passive from the point of view of the dynamics of the service. In fact, the visitor can choose a carousel or not change its course. A holiday with the WWF is an opportunity for children to learn about biodiversity, taking an active role in the rotation of protecting and monitoring the turtle during the egg-laying phase. An adventure park in a forest is an escape-based experience in which the level of difficulty of the passages is chosen by the participant, as is the route to take. Finally, a concert in a theater is in itself a qualifying aesthetic experience which participants attend live, but usually without taking part in the performance. This positioning map helps us think about how to characterize an experience based on the type of impact we want to produce on the participant. In reality, there are many nuances that help us characterize experiences, placing them in more than one quadrant of the map. In any case, I am convinced that just as in tourism, the first and true distinctive factor is the human one in any type of tourist experience. In the same way, places are their people with their way of interacting with each other and with the surrounding physical space. That's why the experiential perspective is key in tourism. This slide wraps up what we have seen in this focus on planning a tourist experience, that is, the relation between service and experience, 5 dimensions to work on, and 4 areas of experience to manage. Fine, the focus ends here. I remind you that further information on the topics we treated can be found in the INCULTUM platform. So the last thing to say is thank you and see you on the next video.